Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Grandolski, and as advisor of the Solon High School Athenian chapter of the National Honor Society, I would like to welcome you to our ceremony today. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We are pleased to have all of you join us today for our National Honor Society induction. Students, we know you are especially grateful to your parents, teachers, and significant others who have helped you through their wisdom and guidance. They have provided support and have served as outstanding role models for you. You would not have been able to achieve the goal of NHS membership without them. Please be sure to thank them when given the chance. You may be seated. Our Athenian chapter of the National Honor Society has gathered today for the purpose of initiating into full membership those students who fulfill the requirements for selection and who have spent time performing service for others. Selection criteria for this prestigious group were established in accordance with the guidelines set forth by the governing body at the national level. Our purpose of this organization is to perpetuate and continually stimulate an enthusiasm for scholarship. Another is to render service to our school and community. Additionally, members actively promote positive and effective leadership. Finally, members act to continually encourage sound character development in their peers. This year has offered many challenges in meeting all of those goals as you got ready for your applications, but I know that you will continue to work on being able to find ways to serve others. Solon High School's National Honor Society chapter was chartered in 1951 by the National Association of Secondary School Principals. The name Athenian was chosen for our chapter because it symbolizes the scholarly and energetic goals of the organization. Over 2,300 Solon High School students have graduated and have pursued many outstanding and noteworthy careers. These individuals have continued to espouse the characteristics necessary for outstanding leadership in our society, as will the students who are about to be inducted today. National Honor Society members are selected on the basis of their scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Each of those characteristics is a lofty goal within itself, but National Honor Society members must maintain excellence in all four areas. Ms. Short is going to light the candle for scholarship. This is the candle of scholarship. Scholarship means a commitment to learning. An honor student is willing to spend hours reading and study because they know the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind, even if it's being prodded by their parents. We should continue to pursue learning even when formal education has ended, for learning ends only with death. Knowledge is one great element in life that leads to the highest success. It can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light that illuminates the future. Each NHS member has the charge to continually expand his or her world through the opportunities rooted in scholarship. Ms. Short will now light the candle for service. Of all the objectives of the National Honor Society, service is perhaps the most important because it is the culmination of all of the other honor societies' aims. Service plays its most active role in the clubs and organizations of the school. Here, service is twofold, that it not only aids in improving the club, but it also helps to build a member's character. Useful participation in classroom recitation, active participation in the social life of the school, cheerful consideration of all others at all times are all part of one's service. A person's service to others shows a spirit of unselfishness, initiative, generosity, and compassion. Willingness to work without monetary compensation or without recognition for the benefit of those in need is the quality we seek in our membership. We hope you stay committed to the idea of volunteering your time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow. This is the candle of leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. A leader has confidence in him or herself and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of wise leaders. Leadership is always needed, and thus an important goal for each of our members. It gives me great pleasure to witness the candle of character. Character is the force of an individual that distinguishes one from others. It gives individuality and personality. Strong positive character promotes both self-respect and the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life and, when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action and striving daily to make the right choices. Outstanding character is the outgrowth of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to be in others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. On a more personal note, I'd like to take a few minutes to congratulate the incoming juniors. This past year has been one like no other, as we all know, and yet I hope that this day is kind of a high point in what will hopefully be a little bit more normal year and a more typical senior year for you guys for the class of 2022. This year's applicants were asked to respond to one of 4 quotes and relate them to themselves and the pillars of NHS. On character, the first quote, someone said, "The integrity of a person is not how much wealth he or she acquires, but in his or her ability to affect those around him or her positively." I think we all know that wealth in no way guarantees integrity, nor does poverty do the opposite. Yet our society still values wealth over integrity in many outward ways, even if we don't always say that it's the case. It is up to us as individuals, amongst our friends, our families, our colleagues, and others, to continue to push and see that the outward wealth means nothing if we are not affecting those around us constructively. For you juniors, I hope that you can see what we often value as wealth in the years leading up to college, which is a high GPA, right? That's sort of the currency. We feel that's a measure of wealth, is one valuable thing, and it does mean something. It does demonstrate a lot of hard work, but it doesn't guarantee you integrity. It is still up to you, as individuals, as leaders of the class of 2022, as soon-to-be seniors, to truly work to add positivity. This can be extended to the second quote some of you discussed. The wisdom of admitting your weaknesses and correcting them through continuous learning means leadership. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and it is up to us to constantly seek growth and development. Recently, I was listening to a podcast by a medical expert, and he acknowledged that 20 years ago he gave health guidance diametrically opposed to his current advice he gives people. I was impressed with his candidness about how he grew to change his medical expertise. This could draw a lot of criticism for someone to just say, oh, I used to say this and now I say this, but it really underlined his intent to not just maintain the status quo, because that would be the path of least resistance, but to still invoke and make positive change. So for all of us, it doesn't have to be as public as, being out there and, giving speeches or medical advice. It doesn't have to be so grand, but we can always find ways to evolve and to lead through our self-evolution. The third quote, in the third quote, Sophocles declared that he would prefer even to fail with honor than win by cheating. Responses to this were very interesting. I will say the committee found it very interesting. I'll just use that word. In a year where COVID challenged us in many ways, many of you rose above those challenges, but many of you openly admitted that cheating became a different norm this year. To what extent, I won't belabor or guess, nor will I reprimand or get into teacher mode. It's understandable that this year was just a different year, and a lot of you wrote really personal and really thoughtful essays about trying to maintain your integrity even in a year that the way it was. But I challenge you to work towards taking individual ownership of your successes, moving forward, and to use your visible role in NHS to lead by example, to pursue honor, especially academic honor, and choose that over ease. It's not always easy, I know, but I do think that as the leaders of the school, that's something that you guys can exemplify. And finally, the last quote from Dr. Seuss was that unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. I think we've seen in the past few years that we as individuals, we as family units, we as groups, we as communities, we need to care. So pick your issue. It could be the environment, it could be racial inequality, socioeconomic disparity, health and nutrition, access to education, teaching a class on how to break up with your cell phone, learning how to never Zoom again. Whatever it is, whatever your issue is, find something you care about. Really, it can be seemingly small, it can be one of the big social justice issues of our time. That's up to you. But pick an issue that you care about, something that you actually care about. In your essays, you hit on all of those types of things and then some. But pick something that matters and care about it. Learn about it. Get active in it. Get involved in it. It doesn't have to be the loudest or biggest cause or the most, politically charged. It can be something minor. It can be local. It can be, universal, whatever it is. But care. Try to find something to care about. It will help you as people, too, when you have something that you actually really care about. So do something. We've all studied in class, in history class, and we've seen what happens. We've read books about what happens when people stay silent, when they don't express their care or their concern about issues and events. We cannot allow ourselves to stay silent. So I urge you to become active citizens of the world. I urge that of you and your peers, whether they are in NHS or not. But I think as leaders of the school, it is up to you, too, to really try to just be a positive force. Many of you will feel like you maybe can't make a difference, but small changes are changes. Any difference, even to one person, one at a time, is a difference. So please find ways to care. Congratulations again, juniors. I look forward to a year of service and growth with you, and I know you'll continue to impress me as you have the past 2 years that I've known many of you. Right, now I'm going to introduce the new members as they receive their certificates. Shivangi Agarwal, Shrihan Anand, Timothy Barron, Andrew Bernhard, Meghna Bhatia, Vaibhav Bhargava, Irene Chang, Pinak Chitnis, Hannah Crane, Aiden Cullers, Ethan Dobris, Haley Dunn, Evgenia Evdokamenko, Sierra Fankhauser, Bridget Ferris, Samuel Friedman, Jaden Gaiman, Emily Giorgiotti, Shri Ghosh, Gabrielle Glusauskis, Markel Green, Zara Greenfeld, Lily Grossberg, Kevin Grunswag, Sophie Grunswag, Adina Guo, Lucas He, Dylan Hirsch, Akshaya Iyer, Ishwarya Iyer, Chase Johnson, Simone Johnson, Adi Kalahasti, Srinidhi Karanam, Eugenia Karulina, Andrew Kim, Caitlin Kukin, Lucas Cronenfeld, Kylie Kurzawa, Isabel Levy, Abigail Lieber, Eliza Lieber, Allison Mersch, Ava Mersch, Grant Mayrana, Yuban Moon, Pranav Namputhripad, Sudhir Natason, Tia Niederst, Shivam Padol, Michelle Park, Maknoor Riaz, Cassidy Roberts, Alex Rosen, Jillian Rezepka, Lily Shearer, Olivia Seifert, Halen Schuster, Brandon Silverstein, Jamie Simerson, Easton Singer, Jaden Sussman, Amelia Vishwanatha, Haley Weisberg, Jack Williams, Nicole Williams, Lauren Witzke, Victor Shi, Allison Yang, Asya Zaidi, and Dennis Zitanev. The following students couldn't attend in person today because of various commitments, but we want to recognize their membership as well. Aaron Kaiser, Danny Kim, Dara Klugertz, Audrey Lai, Kara Palata, Ava Parikh, Salvatore Patriarco, and Scott Zhao. At this time, please recognize yourselves with a hearty round of applause. Now, Ms. Short will lead you in the reading of your pledge. Please stand, raise your hands, and repeat after her.
Okay, please raise your hand, right hand, and repeat your oath after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by work and deed, to make its ideals the ideals of my school and of my life. Thank you. Congratulations. You may be seated. going to go off script here just for a second, Ms. Grandolski, and I just hope that when we are back in that stadium or back in this gym or supporting each other at events next year, we cheer a little bit louder than that. Okay? Got to get back to a little more energy. As guardian of the Solon Athenian chapter of the National Honor Society and upon charter from the National Association of Secondary School Principals, I bestow upon you, the newly chosen members of the Solon Honor Society, the title of National Honor Society member, and declare that you be granted all the rights and all of the privileges such title permits. Now that you have attained this membership, you have the obligation to set the example for others, not only for the time remaining this year, but in your future endeavors. I also take the privilege of this opportunity to be among the first to congratulate all of you on this supreme honor. Congratulations, we are very proud of you. Now our superintendent, Mr. Fred Bolden, would also like to offer his congratulations to all of you.
When I think about the National Honor Society and what it represents, I'm reminded of a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. "What you do speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." NHS is an organization that exemplifies this for me. Becoming part of the National Honor Society is a significant honor. For us as a district, it shows that we have a commitment to the core values that NHS represents: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Sometimes when people talk about the NHS, the focus rests squarely on the shoulders of scholarship, especially in its traditional sense of performing well academically. But the NHS is so much more than that. NHS is also about service, serving others in our community, being selfless and having a focus that is outside yourself. It's also about character, and not just of the moment, but across the breadth of a person's life, of everything they do, both in school and out. Finally, NHS is about leadership, not just of being a leader among your peers, but an example, being a leader of yourself, showing that you can do the hard work it takes to succeed. The 79 of you receiving this honor today have demonstrated that not just with your words, but with your actions, that you embody the spirit of those 4 foundational pillars that the National Honor Society represents. And I'm honored to congratulate each and every one of you today.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden. As our National Honor Society induction ceremony comes to a close, I would like to take the opportunity to thank and praise all of the people in your lives who have helped you to this point. Please continue to provide the type of leadership that your students need to continually work toward their goals. That would help them have a positive effect on their society and on our world. Help them to choose the higher road in all of their future travels. Encourage them to enthusiastically continue to develop their talents, always contributing as active, productive citizens. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for joining us virtually if you're there, and thank you for being here for this ceremony. This closes the NHS Society induction. Stay safe and healthy, everyone, and I will send you all a Zoom link next week for our first meeting. Thanks for coming today, everybody.